All right, everyone, welcome back into another PrizePicks and Underdog video. Going to be getting into the top MLB props today. Just a reminder, if you guys enjoyed the coverage from yesterday or today, make sure to give a like and subscribe. Looking at yesterday, we were able to have two bets cash. Well, it seems like it. The Flex Friday slip. Paul Goldschmidt game got suspended, but three of the prop bets hit, one missed, and one is a tie. So, not bad results there. And then the other one from earlier in the day, the MLB specific prop already hit, which was awesome. Kind of crushed, actually. So hopefully we can do that again today. We do have some pretty good hitting fantasy score props. So let's go ahead and get into that. So as I'm recording this video, we do not have all the MLB props available, but we have enough to be able to put out some good picks. So I want to start out with the hitting fantasy score props because we have a bunch that are kind of standing out. Now, the golden rule is that we want the player projections to be over the PrizePicks line by 2. Okay, when both the Vegas line and the projection line is over by 2, those prop bets hit 70% of the time. As we can see, we really only have one of those, but we have literally 3 right here that are all very close there. Okay, so those 3 are all going to be good. I kind of want to take a peek at those games though, just to see. Let's take a deep dive into that. So we got Pete Alonso at 6 for a hitting fantasy score prop. We can see he has been someone that has been struggling, and that's obviously going to be the worry here, is that he has been really struggling for quite a while. Now, if we look at that game, let's see what the game is looking like for an over and under for a game total. Only 9 runs. We probably want to be attacking this Colorado versus Yankees game a little bit more than that, but I mean, this is such a low number. Now, I do want to call up just some game logs as well, going against the Dodgers as well. We can see, against them thus far, 3-0 and 13. Nothing really to see that much desired as well, because look at last game, only 2. So it does worry me a little bit that one's popping up. But I think the reason that we're getting such a high score for Pete Alonso here is the simple fact that he has been struggling, that Vegas really thinks, all right, he is due to have a good game. And I think that's why we're getting that line. Now we look at Matt Olson. Matt Olson came through on his first hit of the day yesterday. That was pretty awesome. And so I do think he is someone we can go back to the well with. We can see the projection data has it slightly off that threshold that we want to meet of 2. Yesterday I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if these props start to get bumped. He was someone that got bumped up 0.5, thus he didn't. Thus it was basically the exact same line that we're getting today. Although Vegas likes it a little bit more today than they did yesterday. So if we go up and pull up Matt Olson, we can see, yeah, he did go off in that last game. That is obviously highly intriguing. And if we just look at that run total as well, not that high for an over and under there at 8.5. So, not exactly a game we want to be targeting necessarily, but that's probably why we're still getting a pretty good line on him. And then lastly, looking at Marcus here as well, he is someone that, the Vegas line is over by a decent amount, but the line seems kind of soft to be only at 7. That's the thing that I'm noticing after the All-Star break, is that the lines seem to be about 0.5 lower than they were prior to the All-Star break. These lines are kind of like they were at the beginning of the season, where they're a little bit softer. We knew that PrizePicks would have to adjust their lines because they were crushing too much. That whole month of June was easily the best month you could ask for. And that was simply because PrizePicks wasn't adjusting their hitting fantasy score props. They were just continuing to be awesome props each and every day. So I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they start to bump these up again. And looking at that game, that's going to be much more of a game that we probably want to attack with the run total being at 9. Okay, so that extra half a run or that extra run is something I like to key in on. Then lastly, looking at the one that's popping up the most, we got Corey Seager, who ended up clutching up at the end of the game yesterday to be able to get his over. It had 4 bats, 2 hits, 2 runs, a double. He kind of just went off, and he has been going off lately as well. He's been someone that I think has popped up a decent amount lately on this sheet, and that's another one in that game, that Cleveland versus Texas game. So maybe you could run out a small stack in that game, kind of hoping that it does become a little bit higher scoring of a game. And now let's just take a peek at some other props that we were getting, and oh my goodness, I hope this one's still there. It's not. It got bumped. Wow. I mean, that's still a pretty good line that we're getting there. Wow. I mean, I should have started on this so I could have made that bet. That is crazy. This was out there, 59% chance for a prop bet to hit, and he was projecting it over by a decent amount. I mean, you don't really see that too often. But let's just take a peek at some of the other props that we are getting here. So like pitching strikeout props, this one's not terrible for Tony for over pitching strikeouts. I'd be perfectly fine with that one. Just, projecting it over by 0.4. Obviously, we would want that to be a little bit higher. Looking at total bases, here's a pretty decent one for James Outman here. About a 52.6% chance for that one to hit. Projected at 1.19. So not a terrible one there, but obviously not something that we're really keen in on. It looks like right now we're just looking at a lot of the hitting fantasy score props. Let's go ahead and take a peek at Underdog, see if we're getting any good ones there. So Underdog, not really getting that many good ones just yet as well. Corey Seager, obviously, if we like the hitting fantasy score prop on PrizePicks, probably not a terrible bet there. If you guys want to go and make that, I'm perfectly fine with that. Same thing with Marcus here as well. Simeon there, you could definitely make that prop bet there as well. Some small interesting prop line differences here for pitcher strikeouts on Underdog as well. They are both favoring the over. Want to make that clear. But some of the sports books that we're pulling in probably have the line set at 6 rather than 6.5, like Underdog has it set at. So maybe Andrew Abbott here, that'd probably be the one where you'd want to bet the under, but still not the best. Real quickly, I want to touch on some esports props because those have been kind of hitting a decent amount recently. So looking at them, we are getting some kind of interesting ones on the day right now. So if we look at the prop line difference between PrizePicks and Underdog, we can call out a decent amount of them. For the most part, these are going to be 0.5 differences, but at their small kill amounts, it kind of adds up. And if we go ahead and flip it around, we can see where we are probably getting the biggest edge. These are situations where I kind of like betting both the over and under. We have a 3-leg stack that we could easily run out here. So I definitely want to bet these two. This is a high percentage chance. I mean, it's like a 9% difference between PrizePicks and Underdog. And I also want to call out this one as well. 4.5 kills is a decent amount difference there. So those are going to be 3 bets that I think we should include in our prop bet of the day. Obviously, bet them one way, all the over on PrizePicks, and then go the other way on Underdog and bet the under. Obviously, hopefully those hit. You could also run out a flex slip with that if you're worried about one of them missing. Obviously, I don't know that much about esports, just the fact that we're getting some good lines here. All right, so looking at the bet of the day, this is what I'm looking at. Just looking at these 2 esports props, these are ones in which we could obviously bet the under on Underdog just because we are getting a big edge there. I just want to call that out. Big differences there. It's kind of a decent way to hedge. I typically like to do at least a 3-leg bet when I do that, though, just as an FYI. And then we're just using the 4 really top hitting fantasy score props that we were getting. Just a reminder, though, that the only one that we're getting where it meets both thresholds is Corey Seager. Okay, the other ones are close to getting that threshold as well. But that's going to be all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the coverage. If you did, make sure to give a like and subscribe. Let's have a good slate. If you guys want access to that 9 to 5 cheat sheet, it is available for just $10 a month. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.